stuff, like games usually. Well, not that. On my show, we're going to take a look at some movies. Yeah, movies. And we're going to start off the first episode by reviewing what's probably my most favorite horror/comedy movie yet.
Yep, this was a thing. Killer Klowns from Outer Space was made in 1988 and was made by the Chiodo brothers. And yeah, this movie is exactly what you think just from the title. And when this movie was released, it didn't get big in the box office, but it definitely did get big in popularity. But does it deserve all the popularity it gets? Well, let's find out today. Our movie starts off and gets interrupted by these Terenzi brothers. Apparently, they want people to really try their ice cream, and they ain't having their crap. However, the Terenzi brothers do have a friend named Mike, and Mike has a girlfriend named Debbie.
Classic 80s girl name.
But then a comet passes by, and Debbie tells Mike that they should follow it. Dude, really? All there's gonna be is some rock. And apparently this old guy catches the comet too. So him and his dog try to go find it. But the only thing they forget is woo! Okay, so I did not spray it. This is totally suspicious. I mean, come on. If a comet landed somewhere and where it landed was a circus, you know something was going on. Uh-oh. Yep, dog killing time. Then the old guy tries to literally break the circus. Uh-oh, looks like Static Shock's the ringmaster. Finally, our first look at the Okay, let me explain how these clowns were made. These clowns weren't just costumes. They were actually animatronics put onto costumes. And for the 80s, that's pretty clever. And it really gives these clowns this creepy look. Then the sergeant of this town, Mooney, starts getting mad at these two punks. Then his cop friend, Dave, he's really mad at him for being so mean. Then Mike and Debbie find the circus as well. Apparently Mike has something for circuses because he really wants to go into this one. And Dev's constantly telling Mike to stop and get out of here. That's the 80s characters for you. Finally, after some walking around, they find this weird chamber room. Looks like Pennywise became the new Darth Vader. And then Debbie finally tells him that this is super suspicious. Then the next room, they find this cotton candy chamber. Uh-oh, getting flashbacks from that scene from Sponge Out of Water. And then Mike tries to prove to her that this is nothing to be scared about, and he rips it off, and uh-oh! Looks like the cherry factory got mixed up with the other bodies in the back. Soon another clown comes in, so they start to hide. Rudy notices them and then gets this big bazooka that shoots popcorn. Now this is a gun you should 100% take to a movie theater. Then the popcorn somehow sticks to their clothes. What, have you been drenching those things in glue? Then another clown comes in and makes a balloon dog. They use it to track down Mike and Debbie. But then they get truck slammed by the car. Then another clown jumps on the windshield. Don't worry, guys, that's just that one homeless guy. Then he sits right back up like Jason. Then with a whole bunch of other clowns, they march to Crescent Cove. And then they tell the police about it, and of course, like any other movie that's like this, they don't believe them. Moody walks in and doesn't believe any of this. He doesn't believe him because he recognizes Mike as one of the friends from the Terenzi brothers, like I said earlier, and think this is just one of their gimmicks to sell ice cream. At least Dave is willing to check out all this nonsense. Mike and Dave insist that Debbie should stay at home so she doesn't get in trouble. Don't worry, she'll probably get her redemption arc like most other horror movies. Then when Mike takes Dave to the circus, it's nowhere to be seen. Then Dave gets angry at him and handcuffs him. Meanwhile, the clowns have some fun clowning around. Like at this random park, this dude comes across a puppet show. But then Spike zaps him and gives us a creepy laugh. Another clown pretends to be an animatronic. Next time we see him, he's knocking a bunch of crap over for no reason. Then another clown pretends to be a pizza guy. Then another clown zaps him from coming out of the pizza box. Wonder what clown pizza would taste like. Then another fat clown gives a lady this Valentine's gift, I'm gonna guess. And then zaps her. Then a short little clown goes on his bike. One of the members of the biker gang taunts him and just straight up trashes his bike. I honestly feel bad for this clown. Yeah, and then
What are you gonna do? Knock my block off?
gosh, didn't know we were playing Decapitate Clown Edition. Dave finally discovers all the carnage that's been going on. Then back at the police station, Mr. Mooney over here is getting a lot of phone calls about the same thing that Mike and Debbie were talking about. And he just straight up ignores them. Dude, this isn't some kind of joke, okay? Are you this dumb? This other dude gets chased by a clown that's getting in an invisible car. Are they clowns or mimes? We then meet the same clown, and then kills him with a T-Rex puppet. Dave tries to tell Mooney that this is actually going on, but he ain't taking any of it. Then a big clown walks in, then kills him with a blower whistle. Now I really feel bad for these punks. Then Mike tries to tell the Trenzy brothers about it, but they won't believe it. Dave comes back and finds this puppet show by Jumbo. I don't want to know where his hand's going if he's controlling him. Then he discovers the clown's weakness by shooting them in the nose. Then Mike and the Trenzy brothers discover this parade going on. Gotta admit, It Chapter 3 is sure is looking good. Seems to me Stephen King took over the Thanksgiving parade. We then eventually meet this other dude that's trying to hide. But sadly, he runs at the wrong moment. Like, right here. Maybe you should have ran earlier.
That guy must be really stupid if he thinks he could escape. Look, it's like literally like a clown 10 feet away from you. You really think you're gonna escape? No, you just had to run away at that point, right? I get it.
Then Debbie finally gets done with her shower. And then, looks like we made the Ghoulies 2.0. Seriously, one's coming out of the toilet. There are clowns literally everywhere at her house, so there's nowhere for her to escape. Then they trap her in a big yellow balloon and take her away. Mike and the Trinity brothers finally make it in time, so they follow him. Turns out Dave was following them, and then Dave crashes. So then they go to the amusement park. Yeah, I mean, if these clowns are supposed to be really intelligent beings, why would they hide in the most obvious place ever? I mean, there's this and the fact that they have a stupid weakness and don't even try to protect it. Then we made this dude. But then more clowns come out of this car and then throw pies at him. Melting pies, to be exact. They head into the circus and find this many cardboard characters that could be definitely a bunch of monster movie ideas. And then the Terenzi brothers get separated from him, so it's just Mike and Dave. Mike and Dave find the cotton candy chamber. They hide when another clown comes in. And we finally figure out why the clowns are killing people, and that's to drink their blood. Come on, Dracula, you're not that white, mate. They find Debbie's balloon and bust him out. As they run away, more clowns show up, and we get another chase. And this circus has a bunch of crazy clown stuff, like this monster at the end. Looks like Biolante's forgotten twin. Door frames that are jiggling around. Seems like the sequel to Monsters, Inc. opening. An anglerfish hallway that's full of balloons and fog. Looks like one of those SpongeBob monsters that come from the trench. And then they get through many, many doors. At the other side of the doors is a big room where a whole bunch of clowns start popping up. Some of these clowns aren't even trying to climb up. The Trenzy brothers bust out the door and pretend to be the clown's master. Then we meet the biggest clown of them all. Now I want to see a movie about this specific clown. Mike, Dave, and Debbie run off, but the Trenzy brothers are still stuck in the ice cream trick as JoJo beats on them. And then throws it off in a big explosion. Yeah, they're definitely dead. Dave tells Mike and Dev to run. Then the big top tent starts spinning around and goes and lifts off. Clowns was like celebrating Hanukkah. In the tent, Dave runs out of ammo, even though he clearly could have shot him in the nose. But don't worry, Dave uses his badge and blows up JoJo. The tent blows up, but a smoking clown car falls. But don't worry, it's just Dave and the Trenzy brothers. Ah yes, classic movie bullcrap. That shouldn't make sense. It seems like it's the end, but then a bunch of pies hit them, and then we get a killer theme song. Seriously, go check out the theme song for Killer Klowns from Outer Space. It's freaking awesome. I can't show it because of copyright, but you should check it out in your free time.
I think it's really good. This movie has a really good mixture of horror and comedy. Really creative on what it does. So, unless you have a really, really bad phobia of clowns, I think you should watch this movie. What's the number that I give Killer Klowns from Outer Space? 8 out of 10. It's okay.